The new Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 teaser is only a few seconds long, but trust me, it hides a brand new monster called Experiment 1202. But first, don't forget to like and subscribe. It's free, and you can change your mind anytime.
One quick second of that trailer and my heart was racing.
The whole internet was buzzing as soon as it dropped. This tiny teaser might be the most frightening thing we've seen yet in this series. For anyone who might not be familiar, Poppy Playtime is a horror puzzle game set in an old toy factory. A long time ago, Playtime Co. experimented on people, often using orphans, turning them into living toys. Each chapter revealed more about these experiments. In Chapter 1, we met the big blue creature, known as the Prototype, experiment number 1006. Chapter 4 introduced the Mad Dr. Harley Sawyer, who became a doll experiment 1354. There were many test toys like Hoppy Hopscotch and Yarnaby. Chapter 5 is expected to continue this trend with even crazier experiments. Now, the problem is, this trailer is only 24 seconds long. That's not a lot of time to tell a story. The good news is, the footage is packed with clues. The bad news is that it's cryptic. We see some scenes, but no explanations. No character speaks. We have to figure everything out on our own. That's where our challenge comes in, to piece together what Experiment 1202 is from these little hints. Let's break it down step by step. Right at the start, we see an old friend from the game. The camera pulls back to show a bunny toy's head hanging from a butcher hook. This is Hoppy Hopscotch from Chapter 4, normally a playful bunny, now in a very eerie situation. Hoppy's smiling head, with those big floppy ears and a carrot, is alone on the hook. The rest of the toy is gone. Behind it, on other hooks, are the torn pieces of the toy and a pair of big yellow gloves. A broken conveyor belt runs along the floor, and on a mattress behind him we see the symbol of wool, that same icon we know from Yarnaby's section. The entire room looks old and dark, with flickering lights. It feels like a sad, abandoned lab. As the camera lingers on Hoppy's head, you can feel how out of place it is. Seeing a happy toy's head on a meat hook is gruesome. It suggests that whatever is lurking here is dangerous, and it has already attacked toys. This tells us immediately, our new monster isn't friendly. It might even be hunting toys, or it could just be a test gone wrong. The presence of the wool symbol hints at a connection to Yarnaby. Maybe this area is where Yarnaby used to work or help out. Those yellow gloves are mysterious. They could belong to the creature or be safety gear left behind. Every detail is carefully placed in the scene, so nothing is random. We have to consider each clue as a piece of the puzzle. Then, suddenly, something moves in the shadows. A dark, shadowy figure races across the room. It's a silhouette and it dashes quickly. Because the trailer is dark, it's hard to see exactly what it is. The creature is long and thin, not at all human-shaped. Its outline shifts as it runs. At one moment it looks like an eel or a snake, at another like an anglerfish with a glowing lure on its head. The way it moves is very fluid, almost as if it's underwater. As it runs, you can hear a soft squeaking or clicking sound. For a few heartbeats, we watch it dart by, and then the next moment, suddenly, a bright blue bolt of electricity strikes from above. It's a huge, crackling flash. The lightning hits the floor right where the shadow is running. The entire room lights up white and blue for an instant. Then we hear a loud zap and a scream. It's a high-pitched, terrified scream like a child or young creature yelping in pain. The shadow figure is thrown back by the strike. It thrashes violently and then collapses to the ground. After the scream, there's only silence again, and then the scene cuts. This scream is one of the most shocking parts. It sounds very human, clearly in pain and fear. The way the creature falls suggests it got a serious shock. Notice how the lightning came from overhead. Perhaps the ceiling has a live wire or a malfunctioning light. Either way, it fried whatever it hit. We don't actually see the monster after this. It's in darkness. We just hear the echo of a fading scream. The camera never shows the creature's face or colors. We only see the aftermath in silhouettes. It's effectively a tease. We see enough to know it's horrifying, but not enough to fully identify it. And then, just like that, the trailer ends. We see text on the screen that says Chapter 5 is now on the wish list on Steam and Epic Games Store. That's a normal promo shot, but coming right after that scary moment, it feels oddly out of place. It leaves us hanging. We saw Hoppy's broken body, then a creature getting zapped and screaming, and then the video ended. So the trailer told us, something dangerous is here, and it's electrifying everything. Now we have to piece together what it all means. Let's review the clues. We saw a dead Hoppy hopscotch on a hook. Someone or something killed him. We saw the Yarnaby wool symbol on the mattress. We saw 2 big yellow gloves on hooks. We saw a factory lab scene with machinery. Then we saw a black creature running and a bolt of lightning. We also saw a quick flash of a white voodoo doll in the corner, another Easter egg. Finally, we saw the title, Experiment 1202. What do all those pieces tell us about 1202? First clue, Hoppy Hopscotch. He was a minor character but pretty memorable. His death tells us Experiment 1202 might be violent. Whoever or whatever 1202 is, it already attacked a toy like Hoppy. That sets a very dangerous tone. Also, since we are in a workshop, it looks like 1202 might be in his own lab or territory. If we ever face 1202 inches the game, we know he has Hoppy's blood on his hands. Or circuits, I guess. Second clue, the wool symbol. We know Yarnaby was a yarn bunny, and that symbol marks his stuff. That suggests this room is related to Yarnaby's lab. Maybe Experiment 1202 was created here, or came searching for something with yarn. It could be nothing more than, this is Yarnaby's old workshop, but likely it's meaningful. Perhaps after Yarnaby left, the lab got repurposed, and 1202 ended up here. Or maybe 1202's abilities have something to do with yarn. If you stretch imagination, electricity can travel through cables as yarn-like conduits. Third clue, the yellow gloves on hooks. 2 bright yellow gloves hang on another hook. They stand out against the dark background. They could be protective gloves that someone used, like a scientist's safety gear. If 1202 is electric, maybe those gloves were meant to handle electricity safely, or they could belong to the smaller creature we saw. Maybe it yanked them off when it got scared and ran. It's a bit of a mystery, but again, nothing in this trailer is arbitrary. The gloves remind us that whoever interacts with 1202 needs protection, a hint that electricity is dangerous here. Fourth clue, the environment. It looks like a big lab or manufacturing area. Conveyor belts, hooks, wires, monitors maybe. This matches what we heard. Chapter 5 is going to be called The Labs, so this is one of the labs inside the factory. All these details emphasize that experiments happen here. It also means 1202 likely belongs in this lab. Maybe it was created by the scientists in this section. The fact everything looks old, rusted, and dark implies this lab has been abandoned or left in chaos after whatever happened. It could even hint that 1202 is still alive, out there lurking in the dark halls. Now, the main event, electricity. This is the theme of this teaser. The lightning bolt, the zap sound, that is the trailer screaming electricity, electricity, electricity. We should take this as a huge clue about 1202's powers. In nature, there are fish, like electric eels, and some stingrays, that can shoot electricity. The way the shadow moved makes me strongly think Experiment 1202 is based on one of those creatures. Maybe an electric eel toy, or a combination of fish that generates charge. If so, encountering it in the game will probably involve avoiding or countering electricity. So, could Experiment 1202 actually be that black creature we saw? It's possible. One interpretation is, yes, that little silhouette was 1202, and it somehow got zapped by its own electricity. That would mean it accidentally triggered a trap or overcharged and got hurt. The alternative interpretation is that the silhouette is not 1202 but its victim. In that theory, 1202 is off camera, attacking the small creature with electricity. In other words, the The trailer shows 1,202 inches action, rather than being shown directly. If the silhouette was not 1,202, then Experiment 1202 is even more mysterious. It's hiding in the darkness, throwing lightning down. That would make it very powerful and cunning. If 1,202 is the one doing the zapping, it implies we didn't even see it yet, only the effect of its power. The trailer's title appears after the lightning strike, which suggests 1,202 was the source, not the victim. Some fans have pointed out exactly this. The title, Experiment 1202, pops up only after that flash, as if naming the attacker. It's a strong hint that 1,202 is the one creating the lightning, and the silhouette was just a minion or test subject. One more clue. When that flash happens, a little white voodoo doll icon appears in the corner very briefly. That doll is a callback to Chapter 1's loading screen. Its presence is probably just an Easter egg rather than a hint about 1,202 specifically. It just shows the developers love hiding small nods in every teaser, so I'd say it's neat, but it doesn't give us new info on 1,202. Putting it all together, what is our theory? From the footage, Experiment 1202 seems to be an electrified aquatic-themed experiment. The teaser never explicitly shows its face or design, but we have enough clues to guess the concept. It looks like something related to electric eels or anglerfish. It wields electricity as a weapon, probably shocking anything in its path. We see that silhouette get fried, which might have been it or someone it zapped. In any case, electricity is clearly central to 1,202's character. So what does that mean for the actual game? Likely Chapter 5 will feature 1,202 as a major villain or threat. We might have to solve puzzles involving power, redirect circuits, or keep our distance from electrified water. Maybe the player will need a new tool to handle electricity. I wonder if the famous grab pack might get an electric mode, or maybe we'll find a fuse box to cut power. The trailer hints that wherever 1,202 is, things will be electrifyingly dangerous. Theories aside, let's recap those clues once more in plain language. Hoppy Hopscotch's head on a hook shows 1,202 killed a friendly toy. Yarnaby's wool icon on the mattress suggests we're in Yarnaby's old lab area, so 1,202 might be in that section of the factory. Yellow gloves on hooks, possibly lab safety gear, hinting again at electricity or chemical work. The dark lab environment tells us we are in a factory lab where experiments took place. The shadow running and the lightning strike directly indicate an electric creature. The white voodoo doll blink. A small Easter egg, but maybe reminds us of other experiments, though probably not directly connected to 1,202. The title, Experiment 1,202, confirms the name of the new creature. All of these point to a water, sea-themed electric monster lurking in the Chapter 5 labs. The teaser's intention is clear. Get us excited, or scared, about what Experiment 1,202 is. It's crazy how much we got from only 24 seconds. I even watched the trailer on half speed, frame by frame. I paused on that moment. After the lightning strike on one frame, I saw a little bit of Hoppy's head twitch in the light. The fluid splash of electricity on the floor was like watching water ripple with energy. The silhouette's arms looked like it might reach out just as it fell. And honestly, in a couple frames, I swore I saw a faint number 5 scribbled on the wall in the background. Maybe that's my imagination, but I wouldn't put it past the devs to hide subtle hints like that. Fans are already having a field day with this teaser. On Reddit and Twitter, people are dissecting every single frame. Some are calling the creature Electroby or Shocky Wuggy. Others are comparing it to anime electric monsters. I saw one fan art where someone drew 1,202 as a blue eel in a lab coat zapping Huggy. A lot of people pointed out how the word wool from the mattress might ironically look like an electrocardiogram wave, but that's a stretch. It's amazing how creative everyone is being. Even some YouTube channels are posting theory videos within hours. Clearly, this teaser is working exactly as intended, getting us hyped and talking. We should note one more thing. The number 1,202 202 itself is just a project number. It likely doesn't have hidden meaning beyond labeling this experiment. Previous experiments had numbers like 1006, 1354, etc. They seem sequential or just codes. So I wouldn't read deeper into 1202 except knowing it's officially another Playtime co-creation. Let me also address a wild fan suggestion. Someone even proposed that maybe experiment 1202 was the one who attacked Kissy Missy in Chapter 4's end credits. That seems a bit out there, since Kissy Missy was hurt by the doctor's monster, not an eel. So I doubt it's related. It's probably unrelated speculation. When we actually play Chapter 5, here's what I expect. We'll find this lab room, see the same scene maybe, and eventually come face to face with 1202, its smaller minions. There could be puzzles like rerouting power or avoiding electric traps. Possibly, the lights go out at some point and you only see the glint of electricity in the darkness. Just like this teaser. They might even recreate the trailer scenario in gameplay form for a scary introduction. One more subtle point. The teaser had no music, just ambient noise and that scream. Usually Poppy Playtime teasers have a creepy soundtrack or a voiceover. This silence and sudden scream tactic is straight out of horror movie playbook. It suggests Chapter 5 might lean heavily into jump scares. So if 1202 is the villain, it could appear suddenly in front of you. I'm half expecting that in the game, at some point, the lights flicker and we see a glimpse of 1202 roaring. Okay, let's do a final quick recap in easy terms. We saw a bunny toy, Hoppy, killed and hung on a hook. We saw tools and symbols hinting we're in a lab. We saw a black fishy creature run, and then lightning zapped it. We heard a scream. Then came the label Experiment 1202. All that means, Experiment 1202 is likely a new electric monster in Chapter 5. We think it's related to deep-sea creatures. It either got zapped or did the zapping. It definitely brings the power. That's our complete breakdown of the teaser. Experiment 1202 is now on our radar. Whatever else happened or will happen, we'll find out in Chapter 5. But for now, we can say with confidence, when Chapter 5 drops, be prepared to get an electric shock of excitement or fear. Thanks for sticking with me through this entire breakdown. I hope it helped you see the clues I did. Subscribe now for more Poppy Playtime mysteries and theories you won't want to miss. What we discover next